Welcome to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Nicholson, crime scene investigator turned functional health investigator. This podcast is here to share bite-sized episodes and unique interviews on a wide variety of health topics to empower, enlighten, and educate you to live your best, most vibrant life. Disclaimer: all information you hear on this podcast is for information only and constitutes individual opinions of the person speaking. This should not be taken as medical advice. Being a listener of this show does not initiate a practitioner-client relationship between you and the hosts or panelists on this show. Please discuss these topics with your medical professionals before making any changes to your health. Okay, let's dive in. Welcome back to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. Today, we are talking about getting off of the semaglutides. So if you are taking, have taken, or have thought about taking some of the medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or other semaglutide drugs for diabetes or weight loss, then you've likely heard about some of the risks when coming off of the medications. So is there a way to do this safely without backsliding? First, let's discuss a little bit about what these drugs are and how they work. Semaglutides are a class of drug known as GLP-1 receptor agonists. They essentially mimic the natural GLP-1 hormone that your gut produces when you eat. GLP-1 naturally suppresses glucagon, which is another hormone produced by the alpha cells of your pancreas, with the sole purpose to increase blood sugar by releasing stored glucose from the liver. GLP-1s naturally suppress appetite, promoting fullness, and therefore can help you reduce overall intake of food. They slow down your digestion and they suppress your appetite. People are prescribed these medications for a variety of conditions: obesity, diabetes, to reduce the risk of some cardiovascular diseases. There's lots of benefits that have been purported about these medications. But like all medications, they do also have downsides and risks. First of all, they can be very expensive, often prohibiting their use at all, or at least really limiting how long people want to be on them for. Number two, they can cause a wide range of digestive symptoms like nausea, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, vomiting, and acid reflux. Generally, these side effects seem to be only while people are on the medications. However, some people have reported permanent damage, and these symptoms just don't go away even coming off of the medications. Number three, when they're combined with other blood sugar lowering medications, they may cause blood sugars to drop too much. Number four, less common, but pancreatitis can also develop, which is causing a medical emergency in some cases. Number five, some people have reported some kidney issues. So this may be a risky class of medications for those who've had prior kidney problems. And number six, although very rare, there are some risks of increased risk of thyroid cancer in some people. Another risk is in losing weight on these drugs without also changing your diet and your lifestyle. If people continue to eat the standard American diet filled with processed foods, refined sugars, and far too many carbohydrates, especially while also under-eating total food, they end up losing muscle, connective tissue, and lean mass. This leaves them with sagging skin and weaker muscles, loss of physical capabilities, and far less metabolic potential. All of this combined means weight regain is so much easier and faster when you come off of the drug. Returning to normal appetite and the same poor food choices, that weight just comes piling back on really, really fast. Exercise is another vital component that is key to maintaining muscle mass. The more muscle you have, the more sugar your body can use and store, the more mitochondria you have. So the more power plants you actually have in your body. So losing muscle and lean tissue is the worst idea for metabolic health. Having more muscle allows you to burn more energy every single day just to survive. But it also gives you a wider range of foods that you can then choose from. Now, of course, quality of your food choices does matter. No amount of muscle is going to protect you from having a high refined sugar diet. And lastly, quality sleep and appropriate stress management are also critical to ideal metabolic health. So to sum up the key takeaways, these drugs are powerful and can be very useful, but they shouldn't be looked at as this miracle that allows you to eat whatever you want, stop working out, and not paying attention to having a healthy lifestyle. To get the best results, eat a quality diet, appropriate portions, strength train, get good sleep, manage stress loads, and if you choose to, use these medications for as short of duration as possible and in the smallest dose as possible, if you choose to use them at all. I think you can do a lot of these things without the medications, but for some people, these medications really can be game changers in getting things moving. So if you have any questions, I welcome them. You can actually even text the show if you go to my Buzzsprout account. I will leave all the links in the show notes. And if you have questions about these, if you've been on them, if you have experiences, I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to hear positive and negative. I think there's benefits to these things, and we need to be open to them, but also use them strategically and wisely so that we have the least amount of negative side effects and we achieve the ultimate goal that we're all after, which is ideal, optimal health without extra supports. Be well and vibrant. We'll catch you on future episodes. Thanks for being a faithful listener to the podcast. I'd love it if you left me a 5-star review on this podcast so that others can more easily find this valuable information. Did you know I also work one-on-one with clients? I approach solving health challenges like I approached solving crimes, by conducting a thorough investigation into your case. Sadly, hundreds of millions of people in the US have insulin resistance, prediabetes, and diabetes, and the vast majority have no idea. I'm here to fix that. If you struggle with low energy, stubborn weight, hypertension, sleep disturbances, or any other undesired symptoms, let's talk. All you have to do is schedule a free call. The link will be in the show notes. And no, you do not need to live near me.